The debut of Season 3 of Spy xFamily is more of a reset button than the start of the series' most recent chapter. In its opening episode, the season brought back the Forgers and the Cold War era. Since it's preferable to gently reintroduce fans to this legendary mix of family entertainment and mystery rather than simply toss them into it, this isn't necessarily a negative. Them into a fresh, overarching battle. After all the formalities are out of the way, ideally, Spy xFamily Season 3, Episode 2 would introduce the season's real conflict. This is not the case, as the episode really flashes back to the past to expose the terrible and sad history of one of the anime's main characters. However, viewers must first sit through Spy xFamily at its most formulaic and repetitious before they can get to this moving and eye-opening tale. The fact that the two seemingly distinct shorts in Spy xFamily Season 3, Episode 2 are actually two sides of the same coin is what makes it the most intriguing. Despite being set in the present day, Avoid Getting to Nitrous Bolts explores the experience of living in the present day, whereas xMemories is set in the past. Grow up in the midst of a conflict. Avoid Getting to Nitrous Bolts demonstrates that in a rather tranquil Cold War, the worst thing children have to worry about is an overly harsh instructor. In contrast, the children in xMemories live with the threat of war constantly. The two parts of Episode 2 of Season 3 of Spy xFamily may begin in the same tranquil and innocent setting, but their stark contrast is evident. Avoid Getting to Nitrous Bolts is a common school comedy featuring adorable characters, while xMemories is a hard coming-of-age drama in which war is not just a reality but an inevitability. Spy xFamily Season 3, Episode 2, is able to enjoy the anime's two very distinct aspects, namely, a family comedy, by doing so, and a war anime, all while demonstrating their continued similarity and intrinsic connection. Considering the current tense political climate and the ongoing conflicts in various regions of the world, the release of Spy xFamily Season 3, Episode 2 couldn't have been timed more perfectly. Through its endearing characters who happen to reside in a nation on the verge of all-out war, Spy xFamily highlights how the first and most devastating victims of armed warfare will be people's humanity and innocence. The fact that the episode conveys this powerful message despite the varying quality of its two shorts is a reflection of its thematic aims. Following a jarring shift in tone, Episode 2 of Spy xFamily Season 3 continues. A sobering and almost heartbreaking encounter between Anya and a stern disciplinary enforcer with a short fuse. The memories of covers Loid's early life, which is full of the kinds of events that no youngster should go through. Loid experiences child abuse at the hands of his father, the unexpected violent deaths of his pals, and even sees the outbreak of war firsthand. This is without a doubt the best part of Season 3 of Spy xFamily. xMemories not only depicts Loid at Anya's age but also the tragic conclusion of his innocence. Like any boy, Loid admires soldiers and is easily swayed by propaganda that dehumanizes Astanians. This is not due to his innate wickedness or hatred, rather, it is simply because he is a young lad who takes in all he sees and hears without considering the consequences. As one would expect, a young Loid believes that war would be enjoyable because it would allow him and his pals to truly play soldier. The sad truth is that things eventually break down. Loid was treated in the worst possible manner as he lost his childish naivety. First of all, Loid's father beats him for having the audacity to insult Astanians whom he had never met and for fantasizing about becoming a soldier. Although Loid's father could be correct about the naivete and immaturity that characterize War and Prejudice, his violent behavior only makes Loid feel afraid and insecure. Second, the Astanian army assaulted Westalia at the moment when Loid began to see the flaws in his perspective. The bombardment killed Loid's companions, and he was fortunate to live through the following artillery barrage. This is not only how Spy xFamily Season 3, Episode 2, attempts to demystify the heroic tales surrounding war, but it also represents the beginning of Loid's tragedy. Loid might have given up violence and pursued his real aspirations were it not for Astania's assault. Loid even understands that joining the army may not be what he truly desires, but as fate would have it, war started and paved the way for his future as the deadly spy better known as Twilight. xMemories sheds light on the events that made Loid the person he is now, and it is as depressing as it ought to be. The second episode of Season 3 of Spy xFamily begins with the sort of mundane but amusing fluff that has contributed to the anime's popularity and love, particularly among Anya. The notorious member of Eden Academy's disciplinary committee, Donna Schlag, appears in anime form for the first time in Avoid Getting to Nitrous Bolts. Basically, Schlag is a cruel tyrant who delights in distributing tinnitrous bolts. According to legend, Schalg, who the terrified student body also calls Old Lady Tinnitrous, once expelled 100 pupils during her rampage. Avoid Getting Tinnitrous Bolts, as its name implies, is all about Anya, Damien Desmond, and their classmates trying their hardest to live through Schalg's fury. In general, the first half of episode 2 of season 3 of Spy xFamily is a delightful but ultimately pointless journey for the anime's cutest and youngest characters. It's certainly novel to see Anya and the other students taking a school punishment so seriously, as though it were a matter of life and death, which it is. To be honest, it somewhat is, but the humor of this episode doesn't extend beyond that. Avoid Getting Tinnitrous Bolts makes the most of Anya and Damien's amicable rivalry. Although Anya might want to outperform or even humiliate Damien, she doesn't want him to experience too much pain. For this reason, she graciously offers him her handkerchief, despite the possibility that she will be struck by a tinnitrous bolt for allegedly not having one. However, by Spy xFamily standards, this is neither novel nor informative. Anya and Damien have put aside their disagreements to grudgingly assist one another many times, and this is not the first or last time. To be clear, there is nothing intrinsically bad or wrong with Avoid Getting Tinnitrous Bolts. However, it remains a rather traditional and predictable short. Its exclusive purpose is to win over. In this regard, Anya and Damien are once more presented to the public, and it is successful. The film would have been more intriguing if it had provided more depth to Schlag and her conflict with Anya, but at this point, she poses a one-off threat. One of the most adored aspects of Spy xFamily is the relationship between Anya and Damien, and it deserves a tale that's a little bit more imaginative than this one. The fact that Spy xFamily Season 3 was produced by Wit Studio and Cloverworks does not make it the finest animated series of fall 2025. Since the animation of Spy xFamily Season 3, Episode 2 is just as stunning and vibrant, that is not to say it is terrible. As the studio's top anime ought to be. On the other hand, nothing in Spy xFamily is fresh to its followers. Specifically, Avoid Getting Tinnitrous Bolts follows the typical sweet comedic formula that Spy xFamily has been employing since the beginning. Not until the last half of S Memories does the animation by Cloverworks and Wit Studio become truly innovative. The images shown in the first half of the short are every bit as idyllic and tranquil as what may be seen in Avoid Getting Tinnitrous Bolts. However, Loid's feelings and behavior change when he presumably lies to his father for the first time and when Ostania's bombs fall on the Westalian celebration. The use of simple title cards and straightforward editing makes the ideas very apparent. The jarring nature of these scenes serves as a potent reminder of Loid's anxieties and bewilderment. The second episode of Season 3 of Spy xFamily is mostly what veteran viewers have come to expect. The episode really only comes alive in its second half, but that doesn't mean the whole thing is a waste. In terms of its technical aspects, Spy xFamily Season 3, Episode 2 is just as consistent with the rest of the well-written and produced anime. The episode is merely the introduction to Loid's compelling origin story rather than being a self-contained two-parter. This one's shortcomings will be more than compensated for by its forthcoming sequel, at the very least. Hope you like this video. Stay tuned in this channel for latest upcoming updates on this series. And add a bookmark in this channel for further upcoming updates on movies, anime, and web series. Thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, please like, comment, and share our channel. And for latest updates, please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon.